Hey guys, welcome back to the program. Welcome back to the DeeTimeLove show. And today I've got a very interesting video for you guys. I've got the brand new release from Christopher Ward, the C60 Trident Pro 300. Now, this is a very important watch for Christopher Ward because it very much is a foundation member of the Christopher Ward watch collection. You could say it is the chassis of their watches. The C60 Trident range is one of the most highly sought after watch within the watch Christopher Ward forums, aficionados, enthusiasts. They have it in high regard, and it's one of the go-to watches you buy when you first look at the Christopher Ward range. Now, I've had a real Christopher Ward feast of late, and I most recently reviewed this C63 Lucerne Blue, the 36mm. Some will call it the Aqua Blue. Those of you that are watching enthusiasts will call it the Tiffany Blue. If you haven't seen that review already, I've left a link in the description. So guys, check it out. It's a very cool watch indeed. But let's take a closer look in regards to this new release from Christopher Ward. And there you have it. I have the green variant. They come in many different color variants. They come in white, black, blue and green. And as you can see here, this is the green variant. Very cool indeed. But let's go through the specifications before I give you my thoughts in regards to this new release. And what my understanding is, the key objective of Christopher Ward was to listen to the forum members and make a few adjustments to improve the watch to meet the criteria of the consumer. So the good news is they really have listened. Now, the watch comes in 3 different sizes in terms of case diameter. You've got a 38mm, you've got a 40mm, and you've got a 42mm case diameter. And the one that you can see here is the largest model. It is the 42 case diameter. It's got a lug to lug of 49.32 millimeters. It's got a case thickness of 11.5 millimeters. Now, the watch is 300 meters water resistant. It's a ceramic bezel, anti-reflective coating. It has very good Swiss Luminova. Let me leave you a video clip for you to see the applied lume they've put there. It's a high-grade Swiss Luminova, and it's evident in my testing that I looked at it in low lighting. It was very impressive indeed, I have to say. So check that out. Very cool. Now, looking at the caliber of this watch, it hosts the Sellita SW200, which has a 38 hours power reserve. A very robust, reliable movement that you'll find this movement throughout the lineup of Christopher Ward, and that's not a bad thing at all. Trust me, it's a very good thing indeed. And I will go in more depth in regards to these movements at a later date. But looking at the actual dial at 12 o'clock, it's gone the old Christopher Ward logo, and they've got the enameled applied Swiss and British Christopher Ward logo there. Very good indeed. Let's check out the crown. It is a screw down crown. Very smooth as well. Very cool. So see, it's manual wind. It's hacking, as you can see. And let's set this at the best way for you to really appreciate the dial at 10 past 10. There's a reason for that, because it allows you to see the best of the dial. So let's just screw this up. Very fluid, very nice indeed. And looking at the dial, look at the Trident second hand. You can see the splash of orange on the second. Let's just zoom in for you guys to check that out. Very nice indeed. And then you can see automatic there in the orange that matches the tip of the Trident second hand. 300 meters water resistance. And you've got the date function there at 6 o'clock. Very cool. Works with the balance of the watch. beautifully done, I have to say. The finishing, the quality control of the indices. I had a look at the dial in more depth with a loop, and I had to, there was no dust particles whatsoever. Now, this is a concept model that Christopher Ward have sent in to me for review. So if I zoom in to the actual inner chapter ring of this bezel, as you can see there, this is a high-end finish polish. Now, the actual production model, if you were to purchase this watch, will come in a brush finish, so it will look a lot darker than the model that I'm showcasing to you guys today on the channel. Now, the Christopher Ward, like all the others, it has the light catcher case. Look at the finishing, the beveling. There's a lot of work, very Omega-ish, you could say, in regards to their finishing of the actual case. Very nice indeed. The bracelet does taper down. There really is a very good solid clasp. Very nice for the price, and this watch comes in at £850 sterling. So they really are, you know, I was thinking maybe the price would be a lot more than that. With the ceramic bezel, with a Sellita SW200, it really does undercut the competition. Now, there is a clear case back, you know, where they feature this movement. They have decorated the rotor there, as you can see. You can see the old Christopher Ward logo there, and they've got the textured new logo on the upper side of that rotor. Very nice indeed. Swiss made, 300 meters water resistance. Easy release spring bars on the actual bracelet. Very good indeed. Let's just see if we can demonstrate for you guys the actual micro adjustment for the bracelet. See if you can see that there, guys. So you hold it down and it releases relatively easily there. You do need to have long nails, I have to say. Let me just zoom in for you guys so you can see that. It's not quite the standard of a Rolex Submariner, you know, glide lock system or the Omega Seamaster Professional. But to be honest with you guys, it's not a million miles away. And looking at the quality of the bracelet in fitting with the case, you now have screw down pins as well. And the mere fact that it has a micro adjustment as well is very good indeed. But let's go back to the ceramic bezel. Let's test this bad boy out. First of all, first impressions, it's very easy to use. And at this price, it's probably one of the better bezel actions I've used. And let's just put that there, let's get that lined up. There is a teeny bit of play. Now, this is a concept model, and that is quite surprising. There is a little bit of play there. And I'm assuming because it is a concept model, it may not be good as the final production version. As with the inner chapter ring of the bezel there on top is in a high-end finish polish. But it is very good, and you get the sense of a really good quality product, guys. So what can I say? There aren't no drastic, you know, things they've done to this Trident, but what they have done, these little touches, by reducing the depth rating from 600 meters down to 300 meters, you have a much thinner profile. And I have to say that actually works wonders. If you want this as a daily wearer, it makes it a lot more versatile because you can wear it under the cuff, under the shirt. And I think that may have been one of the biggest things for the forum members of the Christopher Ward groups, that they wanted a slightly thinner profile watch, and Christopher Ward have done that by reducing the depth rating of this particular timepiece to bring you a slightly more refined and thinner profile case to suit the needs of the consumer. But overall, guys, I have to say I'm very impressed with this watch because of its price point. Now, if you were to hand me this watch and I was trying to guess the price of this watch, I would say it would be more close to £1,500 to £1,800 sterling in comparison to some of its competitors. The Oris Aquis, the Longines Hydro Conquest is definitely watches that I think would be on your radar if you were considering something like this with this specification. And I have to admit, the ceramic bezel, surpasses some of its competitors at this price point. So it may not have the heritage of those brands, but Christopher Ward are really going down a direction where that heritage will come with time. You know, they are sponsoring Everton Football Club. They are sponsoring Team Brit that you saw me when I went with Mike France and Peter Ellis at Silverstone. What a fantastic experience. So they really are marketing the brand like a big player in the market. Now, it won't be long where Christopher Ward will be actually accepted by all watch enthusiasts. I think they're at the stage of their career where they're on that journey where they're really starting to produce some real substance behind the brand. That, you know, it's not good enough now just to produce a good quality timepiece, and their cases are exceptional with the beveling that you see, the brush finish really plays well in the bracelet, the way it tapers. Look at that, the clasp is good. At this price, it's hard to argue, you know, you'll find something better unless you look at brand recognition. But overall, Christopher Ward are getting there. The brand is getting stronger by the year, and I've seen them develop and grow. They really are evolving. And I think with the likes of Mike France, Peter Ellis, they've got a great team behind them. And the mere fact that they collaborate with the YouTube community is a fantastic thing. And they listen to people in their forums. You get the feel that they like the criticism, they listen to the criticism, and they implement solutions to the criticism. And it wasn't a major criticism for me. I don't mind, you know, something a bit more chunkier, you know, it depends on my mood. But I tell you what, as an everyday dive watch or your first ever mechanical watch, this will definitely get you into the hobby. For me, as I'm not a beginner, I've been a watch collector enthusiast for over 10 years. For me, I would have preferred that the clear case back was removed and they went back to the Trident solid case back. I thought that was very cool. But, you know, it's not bad, and I can see why they've done it, because it would appeal to someone getting the hobby to see the heartbeat of their watch ticking away. It's things of fantasy, isn't it? I remember when I first saw my clear case back, I was like, wow. And then I became really sort of like a movement snob, you could say. Not a movement snob, but, you know, I wanted to see more higher end decoration, to be fair. But overall, guys, this is a very cool timepiece. I want to leave you some shots of the watch in natural sunlight. Leave your comments below. I've got a 7-inch wrist as well. I want to show you the watch on the wrist in the clip of the footage coming up. Leave your comments below in regards to what you think of this timepiece. But one thing I wanted to mention, that splash of orange there on the Trident hand. Nice touch with the automatic in orange. Just those little things. And removing the old logo, it just looks like a very balanced dial. And this green really is a nice green, I have to say. Really suits it as well. But there are other color palettes from the white, the black and the blue. But I'm quite keen on the green. This is very cool. I think it's going to look very good on a sort of green rubber strap. That will look fantastic. But guys, leave your comments below. I'll be intrigued to find out what you think in regards to this watch. And I'll see you in the next video.